If you've been listening to the street or scrolling through your feed, you might have heard the noise. There are rumors of scams and full-on conspiracy theories about practices of sacrifice in the life of Jay Prince, his son Jay Prince Jr., and the singers who died because of some shady dice games. This has everything: mystery, power, dice, and death. Now, Jay Prince is a big deal. It was he who helped start Rap-A-Lot Records in Houston, which is known for putting out acts like Scarface and the Ghetto Boys. Jay Prince has been in the music business for decades and is more than just a businessman. He's a cultural icon. He is an icon, but his name also has some bad things attached to it. Though his son Jay Prince Jr. is not as into music, he has made his own way in the fashion world by starting a brand of clothing called Mob Ties. People in the business know the father-son team, which makes people admire them, but also be wary of them. But enough with the qualifications. Let's get to the real point here: dice games. Yeah, we're not talking about the nice dice games you play in Las Vegas or with your family at grandma's house. There's a lot of stress and big money in these high-stakes games in Houston. Also, don't think it's just for fun. When pride and a lot of money are at stake, things can get out of hand very quickly. Even though the games are not technically illegal, it is dangerous to play with a lot of money and a big ego. Now, take Wack 100. If you don't know who Wack is, let's just say he's a famous hip-hop figure who likes to cause trouble. People pay attention to Wack when he talks, even if they don't agree with him. That's because he's not afraid to say what other people are saying. Wack 100 said that Jay Prince and his son are running a fake dice game. Wack says that Jay Prince Jr. and his group bring famous rappers and musicians to Houston, feed them, and then play these dice games with them. Wack says these games usually end with the singers getting robbed. Is it a scam that looks like hospitality? Some people believe that. It may seem like Wack's making a lot of claims, but when you start to put them all together, things begin to look a little fishy. Let's say we look at the case of Duke the Jeweler. Duke, who was not only a watchmaker but also a major figure in the business, was in Houston for one of these famous dice games. That night, Duke won a cool $100,000. Now it seems like he should be leaving with a big smile on his face and a lot of cash. It's too bad that was not the case. Duke was killed in what many people are calling a hit after the game. It's said that Jay Prince Jr. was nearby when Duke was shot several times as he walked to his car. Duke was killed after winning a lot of money at one of these dice games, and this has made many people wonder if it was more than just a sad case of theft gone wrong. Now, people are curious about more than just Duke's death. In less than 2 months, the hip-hop world was shaken by another tragedy. This time it was Takeoff who died in Houston. Now, he was a member of the famous rap group Migos. Also, guess what? Yes, it's all connected to Jay Prince Jr. again. Takeoff and his uncle Quavo were both at Jay Prince Jr.'s house the night Takeoff was killed. When the two artists got together, there was, you guessed it, a dice game. During or after the game, there was a fight and Takeoff was shot and killed in the chaos that followed. Now, the internet was in full theory mode at this point. What are the two deaths that have to do with dice games and Jay Prince Jr.? As more and more things seemed to match up, fans, bloggers, and even people who worked in the business began to wonder if there was something more sinister going on. What was it? Was it just bad luck, or were these dice games setting up something more dangerous? However, there is one more thing that the Prince family is said to be doing for money, and that's protecting people. A lot of people know that Jay Prince acts as an unofficial security guard for rappers who come to Houston. It's a sign of respect if Jay Prince says you are good in his city. That's how the story goes, at least. But security doesn't always come for free in this world. Rumors are going around that Jay Prince's security service is not free. Some people say that artists are forced to pay for their safety because they know that if they don't, things might not go so well for them while they are in town. The balance between safety, respect, and street politics is very delicate. The deaths of rappers like Takeoff and Duke make the situation look even less clear. A lot of people are not sure if the dice games are really just a small part of something bigger going on in Houston. Especially since Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested in the Takeoff case. The Prince family has been in the news a lot. Clark was charged with killing Takeoff, but this case is more bumps and turns than a crime show story. Clark was arrested and given a $1 million bond. He was then put under house arrest. His house arrest was later changed to a simple watch, which was a strange turn of events. This made people look twice because murder charges are not normally dropped so easily. Because the Prince family has a lot of power and is connected to Houston's legal system, people started to wonder if deeper links or deals were going on behind closed doors. And that's not all. Clark's defense lawyer, Letitia Holland, has been raising red flags about the prosecution's case. She says the ballistic proof is not as strong as the police are making it sound, and that the video footage doesn't show Clark firing the fatal shots. Holland's ready to build a case that someone else is to blame. If the evidence is as weak as she says it is, this hearing could turn into a media circus. And it's not a modern story without some good old-fashioned tinfoil hat ideas, so let's add some of those to the mix. Do you remember when I said that Takeoff's death was not just a chance act of violence? Some people think it was a sacrilegious act. Yes, things do get that deep, so let's take a closer look at this idea. Some people think that the fact that Takeoff was born on Halloween made his death have a dark meaning. Also, Migos released a music video for their song Messy the day before he died. In it, Takeoff is seen standing next to a drawing of the Grim Reaper with the words R.I.P. written next to it. That sounds scary, right? Fans and conspiracy theorists are crazy about this, thinking that the video showed that Takeoff was going to die too soon. And another creepy part of the video is a scene with people gaming, which is related to the whole dice game thing. Now, this kind of accident makes you wonder if life does copy art or if art's trying to tell us something deep down. There are also bigger ideas about what's going on in the music business. Cat Williams, a comedian, said that the business is more than just money and songs. He said it's about power, control, and sometimes making sacrifices. Even though he did not say it directly, it was clear that the deaths of young rappers were not all mistakes. So far as he knows, some artists are either targeted or killed to keep the business going. This idea sounds like something from a thriller book, but the deaths of Duke, Takeoff, and many other young rappers in the past few years have made some people think about it. Then there is Robbie Starbuck, a former music video director and executive who made a shocking video in which he says record companies are putting violent and self-destructive themes in music on purpose to make money, especially in the black community. Starbuck says that these labels don't bring this harmful culture into their towns. Instead, they make money off of it in other places. What's even stranger is that Starbuck says these young rappers will be more useful to their record labels after they die. Fans who are sick of seeing great artists die young like this is a sad idea. The singer Jaguar Wright has also added her voice to the discussion. Wright's been open about the bad things that happen in the music business. She blamed both Jay Prince and Jay-Z for Takeoff's death in an interview, saying that Roc Nation, the management company that Jay-Z helped to start, had something to do with it. She even made it sound like Megan Thee Stallion, who used to be signed to Jay Prince's record label, had something to do with the power struggle that led to Takeoff's death. Wright's claims are crazy, but they have made people talk. Now, all of these claims and theories about a plot are, of course, just that, ideas. Even though nothing's known for sure, people are still making guesses. Whack 100 also said that Takeoff's death was part of a corporate hostile takeover, which makes it clear that this story isn't going away anytime soon. Whack even said that there might have been an insurance policy involved, which made things even less clear, and added to the rumors that Takeoff's death wasn't just a random act of violence. So, what do you think could be the real reason behind Takeoff and other rap artists' killings? Tell us in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.